Sales means selling. Closing means closing a deal, like getting the money. Sleeping, you need to make the money work for you, not you working for money. That one thing.
Hello everyone, welcome to Gear Infinity Startup School, and today we have with us on our first expert lecture Mr. Kshitij Doval. Kshitij is basically the founder of Unhu School of Execution, a platform where he teaches aspiring students about copywriting, sales, and business strategies. So today we are going to have a conversation around all these things and what he has done till now. So yeah, let's get it started, Kshitij. How are you feeling?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, Harsh.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. So let's begin with your journey. Like how did you like what influenced you in your early stages to be an educational entrepreneur?
It all started when I wanted to do something different, but I didn't know exactly what to do. I used to write. I was a creative person in the sense that I used to write books, and I was into short films and a lot of different things that I did at that point of time. And there came a time where I remembered that we had a maid's daughter, and she wanted to, my maid came to me and she's like, Bhaiya, can you please teach my daughter English, because her English is poor. She's good at everything else, but English is poor. I said, okay, fine, let's go ahead. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, when do you come? So she's like, I think 5 or 6 in the morning we come. So I like drop her here. When you come to my place at 8, then take her along with you. Every day, 2 hours I'll give her and I'll teach her English, whatever.
Okay.
So I sat down with her, and at that point of time, um, what I realized was that she was really poor at English, like really poor. Okay, and she just crossed 10th, and I asked her, like, what, how much marks did you score in class 10th? And she's like 76, and I was like, okay, how did you get 76? Because she did not know what are articles, she had no idea what prepositions are, she didn't know how to use them. I was like, then if you don't know the basics of English, then I mean, it's not just that she didn't know the theory of it, she didn't know how to use it and apply it. She couldn't form a single sentence on her own. And
Yeah.
then she told me that, Bhaiya, we were taught that, कि ये आएगा exam में, you go ahead and just mug this up and go and exam में उल्टी कर दो. And she's like, that's what I did, and I got marks. And I was like, oh God, that's a dangerous thing. And I remember at that point of time, I taught her in the sense I would show her some YouTube videos, I would teach her, I would make her practice. And she, believe it or not, in the government syllabus, they had Macbeth. And
Okay.
I was like,
Like seriously,
okay,
that's
Macbeth.
complex.
Yeah, like, like I was like, oh God, if she doesn't know articles and all, how would she do
And they are teaching her
Macbeth?
Macbeth.
Yeah. So I said, okay, let's try. If you could, what you could do out of it. So I think 2-3 months I sat with her, and after a point of time, she was able to understand Macbeth on her own. So
That's
that
super.
was the time I realized that I think that I really enjoyed the process. To be honest, I believe that that's something maybe I have an acumen in. And at that point of time, I realized that, okay, let's go ahead and try to teach and empower more and more people, because I, I I enjoyed the process and they understood it well. That's how it really all began. That's how I started and realized, okay, fine, I think I should go ahead and teach people about different things. But I didn't have the right skills for it, so I started acquiring skills. And then after I had the right kind of skills, I started teaching that. And then I started realizing that people are generating results. They are able to do well. Many of them, just recently, I think I made a YouTube video around this, that, one of my students got like 3 clients. And just
Yeah, I
like that,
saw that
like
video.
other people. Yeah. So just
Wow.
like that, when people have started generating good results, they're doing good for their own business or freelance, that kind of paced up. And that's how I created Unhu School of Execution overall.
That's incredible. So your content on Unhu School is like, if we see roughly, it's mostly surrounded around sales and structures and things related to that. So what do you think are the indirect benefits of sales? Like sales has direct benefits that you can be a good business person and all that kind of things. But how it changes your interpersonal relations with other people, and what are the indirect benefits of sales in that way? In that sense?
See, sales is one of the most important factors and the most important things, a skill that a person should have. I don't believe that there can be any entrepreneur in the world who does not know how to sell. So, if a person is not good at sales, that person does not belong in the field of entrepreneurship. Um, you could be an innovator. An innovator is different from being a salesperson. But apart from that, also, we've all been doing sales since childhood. If we think about it, although Unhu School is not just about sales, it's copywriting, marketing, it's centered around
Yeah,
that and advanced communication. But yeah, one major aspect is closing, which is a part of sales, and it's a very interesting factor. Like as a kid, we used to demand toys from our parents that we need that toy, we want to watch that movie or something like that. That was also sales. We used persuasive
yeah.
techniques to convince our parents to get that thing done.
We have been negotiating all along.
Sale, yeah. Sales is everything. You propose to a girl and you ask out a girl, you want to take her out on a date. That's sales. Are you able to
Yeah,
sell yourself there? Sales is even the fact that are you able to you crack a GD? Are you able to get into a company? Are you being hired? Negotiating a higher salary, going out there and speaking in public, networking, everything is sales. Because sales
yeah,
does
that
not mean
makes
selling a
sense.
product or service. Sales means that you're able to convince the other party that this is a value for you. Once
Yeah,
that kind of mindset unlocks, things start picking up really well for the people. I mean,
hmm,
if they start understanding that this is what sales really is.
yeah, that makes sense. It's, in a way, it kind of holistically improves your social skill. So
Yeah.
there are a lot of movies, and pop culture is very, like, filled with trending things about sales, and so there are a lot of misconceptions about sales. What do you think is the most common misconception about sales that you think is kind of polluting the environment in some sense?
So sales, the biggest misconception of sales is that you have no self-respect left after you're doing sales. So many people are very scared of the word sales, being like, "Yaar, bechna nahi. I don't want to get into sales." I remember I was doing my MBA, and most of the people around me, they were like, "Sales job to nahi hai na, sales job to nahi." They were just against it. That we don't want to do a sales job. Um, the the thing is, if you don't believe in the product or service, and you're trying to push something which you probably don't even know properly, that will this actually change the life of the other party, then it's sales. Okay, then maybe you're pushing a sale. I believe in a better term. I don't. So for example, even for my business, I don't hire salespeople, I hire closers. There's a difference between salespeople and closers, for that matter. Sales means selling. Closing means closing a deal, like getting the money. When you're closing, it's a little different from sales that way. And I try to differentiate the words because I know that people have this misconception about the word sales, that it's too pushy. Once
Okay.
you know, it's like, okay, let me put it this way. We all visit a doctor when we are feeling unwell. The doctor diagnoses us. They ask us some questions, right? That this is not right. Like, what has been happening? Okay, are you coughing? Okay, your stomach is unwell. You got diarrhea or something like that. They keep asking you several questions, and then they
Yeah.
go ahead and say, like, I think you have this. They write you your prescription, and you go out there, buy the medicines, and you get well. Do you ever
Yeah.
feel like the doctor sold us something? No, I should go to another doctor. Maybe I'll get better things. We go
Yeah.
for a second opinion. That's a different thing. But it
That's
doesn't
very
feel
rare. Yeah.
salesy when a doctor does it. The reason is he's solving a problem, and that is where salespeople should understand. If they try to sell, for example, okay, now I come here and you are not looking for any. You're not looking for any. You don't want to invest in real estate, and I go and say, Harsh, hey, I've got a real estate land out there. It's only $500,000. Do you want to invest in it? You're gonna be like, what? No, like, what are you saying? Like, you're not my
Yeah.
target audience.
Yeah.
So
I'm not in
that
the
is
vicinity.
salesy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense out there. I might, if there is a student centric product and I say, for example, you're an entrepreneur, that, hey, I have something like this which will change your life if you get into this program, which is a business acceleration program. For example, I'm telling something around that. that, this program is very good because you don't hire an outside agency. You learn how to do it. As an entrepreneur, you should know how to do it. I'm going to guide you step by step and take you there. And if I'm able to put that problem across, so your problem being that, okay, every entrepreneur at the beginning of the journey has financial issues. So how can I reduce that financial trouble on you? How can I make sure that another thing is motivation? And entrepreneurship is the loneliest sport in the world. You're all alone in that journey. You don't get a lot of support. So how you could get that support, that push, and the right direction to go with it. If I'm able to convince you into that, and I'm trying to tell you that this would genuinely change your life forever. Just do this once, make this one change, and see how your life changes altogether. Then it's not sales. And that sales is very different from this. I call it closing. Then it's closing. I closed you because that's how you realize that once I'm doing this, it just completely changed my life altogether. So that's what you need to understand. Who's the target audience? And are you diagnosing? The biggest challenge of most of the people is they don't diagnose. They don't even research. They just go out there and go like, hey, Harsh, listen, I have this product and I think you should definitely try it and blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
For you feel like, okay, it doesn't add up.
Yeah. So by diagnosing, do you mean that we should use the sales funnel to filter out the unnecessary crowd out of the?
By diagnosing, I mean asking relevant and critical questions. Whenever you're getting on a call or when you're meeting a person or when you're trying to do a sales through a webinar as well, you need to dip your toe in the water and understand that, is this my audience? What do they want? What is their lingo? What is the thing which will be impressionable to them? What is their biggest problem? If you're not even understanding their problem, if there is no problem, your solution cannot fit there. So if it's not fitting, if it's like this and it's not fitting, they will feel cold. They will not like you. They will not want to go for anything. If it fits, they have a problem and your solution fits right there into it. It's never sales. It's like solving a problem. They'll thank you for it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Basically, you're just matching, you're just fixing the problem with the people who are looking for solution. It should not be that if someone is not interested, they shouldn't be getting ads about your product. Simple as that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, who do you think is the smartest sales guru right now on the social media platform?
See, everybody's different. So for example, I see different products, and for these people, it's very different. So for example, I'm super fond of Billie Jean. Billie Jean is spectacular when it comes to marketing. And I totally, like, he has a brand called Billie Jean is Marketing, which is pretty cool, by the way. He's extremely good at marketing services for people and for small businesses specifically, really good at it. There's no doubt about it. He teaches very well. Everything's good about him. So he is proud of the fact that he's a salesperson, and he just goes out there and he's like, yeah, just sell, just buy. His audience is business, and for business, the biggest word, which brings out, which can't khade kar dete hain business walon ke, is sales. Every entrepreneur wants sales in their company. It's the fuel that helps the business run. So Billie Jean that way. Then there are other people as well. So for example, I love Grant Cardone as well. So when it comes to Grant Cardone, he has his own audience. He created the 10x growth conference, and the reason, it's because he wants those high network individuals to come network. He knows he's got the real estate space. He needs the money of really powerful people who have good money, who can invest, and he knows how to get them. So Grant Cardone is great there. There's no doubt Jordan Belfort is amazing again. We've all watched Wolf of Wall Street. The movie's made on Jordan Belfort, and he's got some incredible. Yeah, OG, yeah, you can call that, definitely. He's damn good at selling. There's no doubt about that. Again, the diagnosing and all, we've learned from him. He knows how to diagnose the problem, and then he knows what to actually, how to tweak the message and, reach out to the audience. So different people for different kind of products, I think they're very, very good around it. But yeah, a lot of these people are great salespeople.
Okay, so while doing the research for this interview, I was looking at your video about the one you posted about your journey. So I came to know that you were very influenced by Billie Jean's course that you attended. What was the most important thing that you learned from his course?
Yeah, he was the most expensive course I took. Like, it was, I think at that point of time, I got a pocket money of 20,000 rupees, out of which around 11,000 went at 11,000 went for rent. And I bought a course for 8,500 rupees. Okay, per month, by the way. Okay, so I was hardly left with any money.
So it is the
I went
like
for
3.
4 months.
Oh, okay.
So
So
it
what
was a
was
longer course. I went on for 4 months.
okay, so what was the biggest lesson that you took out of it? Like, what was the most important thing that hit you the most about sales or anything?
I learned copywriting. And I think that one copywriting thing really changed my life altogether, because even during lockdown, the first thing I tried to sell, and I tried to, I held webinars, and I got people involved into that, was copywriting. I was known as the copywriting guy. So that is how my speciality came into being, and I learned that from Billy Jean. So I totally credit him for that. Copywriting is something he taught me, that how your words could impact.
Okay, so like there are two things when it comes to writing. There is content writing and there is copywriting. Can you clarify what's the difference between the two for viewers?
Sure. So copywriting is, I want your attention. So it's something like newspaper headline is the copy, and below the headline, whatever is written is the content. So to
Okay, that
get
makes sense.
people's anything to get people's attention is copywriting.
Okay.
Copywriting is persuasive writing with an objective in your head to make your TG, your target group, take a certain action. If you want your a certain target group to take a certain action by reading something persuasive which inclines with their goals, that's copywriting. So
So
copywriting is like what, and content writing is the how
okay, so
of things.
it's not always about the textual content, as in like copywriting is also applied to advertisement and video scripts. So yeah.
Absolutely. So
Oh,
I totally believe that movies and all, the scripts and everything that's written, if there's a line that's stuck in your head, even a song for that matter, it's all a copy for that matter. If it's anything that grabs attention without you being present everywhere, if it's in a
okay.
written format, a musical format, or a video format, it's all copy.
No, I was talking about in sense of like video ads that exist on the social media. Like there is a rising trend of people who think the writing is coming to an end because videos are dominating the platform. But before the video, there is a writing process involved to conceptualize that idea.
See, copywriting is the first step of any advertisement. Any advertisement, be it a banner ad, be it a graphic ad, being a video ad. See, a video ad is made through a storyboard. Okay, let me tell you the steps there. So, a video ad is, before a video ad is a storyboard, like a small sketch that this is the first scene, then this scene, then this scene, then this scene. And before that scene, what is to be mentioned? How is the storyboard made? All that's a part of copy. Copywriting is the first step of any advertisement. So in the ad industry, without copywriters, advertisement cannot start. There's no ad that can be made. Even a graphical copy, it starts with, it starts with a copywriter who designs what to be written, how to be written, what is and there's a lot of steps. It's not like copywriters don't just go out and write something and then put it across. Copywriter mean they research quite a lot, that who's the target audience, what are the words which would impact them, why this, why not that. They do a lot of split testing. All those things are done. So it's a science as well as an art.
Okay, that makes sense. That kind of makes it sound cool as well. So, what was the most influential book that you have read around? Not particularly about sales, but related to anything.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, that's kind of the golden book of
So
business.
without a doubt, Rich Dad Poor Dad was amazing. I mean, I recommend everyone for that matter to read that once. It taught me it actually taught me the rich people's mindset, which I didn't understand. So for example, I come from a background wherein my parents are like, IS officer banna hai tumhe, IS officer banna hai. And I am a nationalist that way. I mean, I do want, everything I do is for the nation's development. That's for sure. But not through civil services. That's just not been my thing. Plus I'm not at all proud. So I wanted to start a business, but then I was too engrossed upon ye service karne pe ye paisa milega. I'll do this, and I'm exchanging time with money.
Oh yeah,
Through Rich Dad Poor Dad, I learned how can you start making money while you're sleeping. And you
yeah.
need to learn how to create those systems that when you're sleeping, you need to make the money work for you, not you working for money. That one thing, once I understood that, it
Yeah.
it it just
That
changed
that was
everything.
that was kind of the deepest lesson for me as well. Like it blows
Yeah,
my mind whenever I read that I come across again. That's
yeah.
interesting. So, what is the like? I visited your website and I explored it quite a while ago, and I came to know that there are many programs over there, and all of them sound very interesting. Which one is the most popular course or program on your platform? And tell us more about it.
So Yeah, so it started with the copywriting program. Right now, I mixed all of that into copywriting plus advanced communication. I want to provide a holistic. I want to transform. So it's not like I want to sell a course and then you buy this course and then you buy that course. There are too many players out there. I don't want to compete. I don't like getting into the pit and starting to compete against people. I like to think out of the box that way. So I wanted to make sure that when a person is getting into any of my programs, they go out as a winner. So I realized the people who are good at communication really suck at the writing skills. So their communication in itself does nothing because they don't know how to get people on board, how to create those systems. For the
Yeah,
people who know how to create the systems and are good at marketing, they suck at communication. So I mixed both of them, created a growth hacking program, and today I have around 1100, 1200 students in my growth hacking program. So
that's
that
awesome,
is,
man.
they're all paid students, by the way. So that's growth hacking program for it.
That's
That's
awesome.
the most popular one.
Great. So we will link the website Unhu Execution School in our description. Make sure you guys visit to that website. Thank you so much, Kshitij. This was a
Thank
great
you.
place to end.